Good morning, heathens. So it is about 8:30 in the morning, and I normally don't ever film this early, but I'm going to do what I consider like a true get ready with me because I believe that most of the other get ready with me's have been like me just playing around with makeup at night or me trying a new product or a purpose behind using certain products for like an all-day wear test. But this is going to be like an actual get ready with me. None of these products are new per se. These are all the same products that I've been using, switching out a few here and there every single day, like in my everyday life for work. I have a lunch with a friend today, so I'm just going to use these products to get ready. And my mirror for all of this is going to be inside the Wander Beauty Trip for Two. So I'm going to start off. We're just going to get right in. I've already primed my skin first with the Olay Whips primer and sunscreen, and then with the Tarte Double Duty Beauty to try to get rid of this dryness around here and around my nose because the weather has been completely insane recently. So you never know what day you're going to get. Like right now it's like 40 degrees outside and the high is going to be 53 or 55. So for brows, I'm going to go in with the the e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade Taupe. And this is pretty much my favorite brow pencil. It's not terribly pointed and sharp. And then it's got a spoolie on the other end. I find that this fills my brows really well for what I need because I have very sparse brows. And the color is not the exact same color as my hair. For those of you who are not new to my channel, you have heard me say that before. But obviously my hair is red and my brows at some point in my life decided they were not. So I think this matches pretty well. I'm going to even out those darker areas here in a second. But this like level of taupe is cool toned enough to match and also isn't intense enough to make my brows look strange. I should probably stop moving my brows while I do them because I've tried some dark brown shades that wind up, even though the color's okay, they wind up looking really aggressive. I don't find that this one does. So I used to almost never fill in my brows, and now I use this product almost daily because I feel like, aside from the fact that I can almost never get this even across, it looks pretty natural compared to, you know, my normal brows. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. I'm going to step back just a little bit because all I do is literally fill them in. And with this pencil, I tend to not go for like more realistic strokes per se. I just want to fill in the gaps between all the other hairs and just make them look a little more full. I'm not trying to change their shape. I don't mind that they still look completely different. I just want them to look not so sparse some days. I want them to be visible. And without filling them in, they're quite invisible. That's what I get for just... This is what happens during these videos. I just talk, and so you get my natural flubs in words. Now, for eyeshadow, I'm going to do a really simple look because that's what I tend to do daily. I'm going to be using the All I See Is Magic palette from ColourPop. This has, as of now, been discontinued, but I have seen that it's offered on like Ipsy from time to time. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to go in. They don't have shade names. I'm going to go in with this shade first. Hello. Oh, they do, but they're on the back. So I think this is Go Wish. Sure. I think this is Go Wish. And then I will be going in with the neutrally one down here, Teacup. I know that's Teacup because that's the one on the middle on the bottom. But I don't know the direction of the ones on the back, so those are the colors I'm going to go in with. So I'm going in with that first shade right now. Just picked up a little on my brush. And I'm going to brush that everywhere. Also on the average every day, which is probably a mistake on my end, but since this, again, is the way I do it, I typically do not use any kind of eyeshadow eyelid primer. I just put it down. And then same thing on the other side. Just gonna go across everything and build up a light wash of color with this. I don't want it too intense with this color, so that's about where I want it. And now I'm going to tap into that bottom shade, knock off the excess, and I'm just going to take it right through the crease, just building up color. Now normally this routine in the morning without talking will take me about 15 minutes. So since I'm not doing a whole lot of stopping in between, I don't expect this video to make any of this take much longer than it normally would. I find that this is a pretty easy morning routine. It's not a super quick 5-minute look, but it still makes me look awake, alive, and kind of put together. And it's also not like a 45-minute, 1-hour look, which I don't ever have unless I'm also doing my hair. Oh, and that was my other thing. My hair is up in a bun, which is pretty much how I would wear it on any given day as well. So I'm doing the same thing on this eye that I did with that eye, with that bottom middle shade. And we're just building it up. So that's about the way that I want that. And then I'm going to go in with a shimmer. Let's see, which one do I want to use today? It jumps between a few, depending on, so today, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, I'm wearing a Rocco's Modern Life shirt. Love this shirt. I don't have anything that's gonna like clash or go with it, so I'm not really limited on which sparkle I use. So I'm gonna go in with this one in the bottom, which is kind of gold toned. I believe this one is Never Never. It's either Never Never or Save It for Later, but like I said, I don't really know which direction to read the back of it. So I'm just going to take that on my finger and pat it across the whole lid, going just slightly up into the crease to blend with those other colors. That way it gives it like a point of interest, but because of my eye shape, it's not overwhelming. So like when I have my eyes open, it's not like, what is going on? Because I find that sometimes when I do a shimmer across the lid that's a little too intense and a little too clashy with either my crease color or what I'm wearing, because of how little of it you can see while my eyes are open, it just tends to look a little, I don't know if distracting is quite the right word, but out of place. But I feel like this is soft enough to where you can tell there's shimmer, but it's not distracting. All right, so now I'm going to go on to foundation, and I'm going to be using the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 25-hour breathable longwear foundation in the shade 100 Ivory. It is a high definition finish, medium coverage with SPF 20. I used this in a first impressions video the other day, and I've been pretty much using it nonstop since. I actually really enjoy it, which is really funny because I was afraid, oh, I forgot to shake it. I was afraid after reading it that I was not going to like it because it is a like long-lasting but moisturizing foundation, and I tend to have really oily skin. But after I wound up really liking it, I went and watched some reviews just to see what other people thought about it. And almost all the reviews I watched were from people who have dry skin and they did not like it. So I'm wondering if it just is better suited for oily skin, which reading all the claims you wouldn't, at least I wouldn't expect. So that's about how much I use, which is 1 doe foot worth, at least to start off with. Sometimes I will go back and build it up over certain areas, but this is always what I start off with. And I do have a little bit of lip balm on my lips because I have been really bad about picking at them lately, and I just need something to combat that because I'm not going to be wearing any lip product for this video, which sometimes I do at work, sometimes I don't, but since I know that I'm going to a lunch later and it won't last, I just don't see the point. So there are a few areas where if I put too much and I haven't moisturized properly, it will cling to dry patches. But typically, as my oils come through, it'll warm up a little bit more. Like right between my eyebrows where I have that dry patch. I got a little bit of sun lines coming in here, sorry. Got a little bit of dryness right here. But otherwise it looks fine. And my main goal is usually to cover the redness on my cheeks. And I feel like this does a pretty good job without looking, you know, makeup-y. Like, aside from those dry patches, you could probably look at me and not be like, oh, what is that foundation? And that's usually what I like. Sorry, somehow I stopped recording. Anyway, I'm gonna add just a little bit more under my eyes and across the tops of my cheeks where that redness builds up. I did wipe off some of it in the bottle so that I'm not getting the full amount on the doe foot. I'm just going to put 3 little dots across my cheek, and then same brush, we're just going to go in and blend all that in. And it's just going to build up a little bit of extra coverage right across my cheek to help combat that redness. Sorry, I'm just straight covering what I'm doing. Now I'm going to go in with bronzer. I do not set this foundation. So I've been using the Alamar Cosmetics bronzer brush, the one with the little ridges in the top. I'm actually really liking it for bronzer, and I'm going to go in with the bronzer from this palette, which is the Costa Ray bronzer. And I just kind of, you know, swirl it around a little bit, tap it off, and then go onto my cheeks. And again, I don't use bronzer every day, but I've been trying to get a little more into it recently, so that, like, especially if I'm testing a new bronzer, I have an idea of what I'm doing and how it looks without me just feeling that all bronzers look aggressive and weird on me. Oh dear. Trying to, okay, there we go. Trying to get out of the sun stripes a little bit. Get up my face a little to help sculpt that part. But yeah, no, what I was saying is I don't find that I need to set this foundation, and it still wears really well. It doesn't cover everything. I'm sure you can see that little blemish showing through. Trying to make sure that each side is even, sorry. I think they're about even. There's one spot on this cheek right here that no matter what foundation I use, what brush I use to try to blend out bronzer, what bronzer I use, always takes a little more work. And it's so weird because it doesn't happen on my other side. That's as good as we're getting for right now. All right, so now I'm gonna take the other Alamar brush, the brightening brush. I've been using this a lot for highlighter, and I'm gonna go in with the Ofra Star Island highlight. I'm just gonna take it and run it across. Just tap off a lot of the excess, and then just go across high points. Take it up the side. Down the nose. I've been going above the eyebrows. I blame that mono pink video for that, which I know a lot of other people do, but I did not used to. See how that looks. All right, and then last but not least, we're gonna go in with mascara. I'm gonna use the Unlashed by Wander Beauty. This is my favorite mascara. It's just got a really nice wand. Put the tube down, and it comes in a tube, like a squeezy tube. So I use the more rounded upper side for my upper lashes, and I just kind of push it into them and then wiggle it up. I find that because my eyelashes are so sparse, that's actually one reason that I get a lot of product on my eyelid, is because any brush just kind of sticks through my eyelid onto the, or on my, through my eyelashes onto my eyelid, is what I was trying so very hard to say. So that is one top versus not. Now onto the bottom. I use the curved bottom side because I feel like it just hugs my bottom lashes really well. Sorry if you can hear the noise of the cat losing his mind in the kitchen. And then I am going to dip it back in because this mascara is almost out. So I'm trying to get every little drop that's still in there and be able to use it. So going on to the other side. And this is almost without fail the mascara that I use every single day. It's super natural, but brings attention to my lashes, but never looks too over the top. This side, for some reason, I'm missing some lashes. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, dear. We're gonna wait for that to dry and then take it off. Bottom lashes. I'm going to go over this side just a little bit because the other side seems to be a little darker. And that is my finished look. So this is a real everyday look, not playing around with new products, not testing one specific one to see how it lasts throughout the day. These are my tried and trues, use every day. So aside from a lip product, which normally for work I would go in with like a ColourPop matte liquid lip or a NYX lip lingerie. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!